Hello, 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 and welcome to this week's episode of the Confidently You podcast. My name's Helen, and I am your host, head coach at Fit Girl Club, fantastic women's health and wellness online coaching service. How are you? How have you been? How has your week been? What have you been up to? How are you feeling? There's been a bit of a trend with the girls that I coach in the past couple of weeks. Now, I know I talk a lot about the weather, okay? Maybe it's just the British in me that I do this. But we've had a bit of a dip in the weather here. And it's been a bit colder, a bit rainy. Now, it's meant to be nice again this week. So the sun's coming back out, girls. We can start enjoying a bit of summer. But I've noticed a dip in a lot of people's mood, energy, and that's okay. I think sometimes acknowledging the seasons and seasonality, and this is something I'm really big on with my coaching. It's something I live by, like you definitely need to hibernate in winter, but it's acceptance that mood can dip when we're not getting as much sunlight, when it's been cold. It's cold for this time of year. And I also spoke to someone else the other day. Can't remember who it was actually. And they said, oh, I've made peace with I'm wearing these clothes now, and I do the same. So in winter, I'll be stood here, I'll have a thermal top underneath everything, I'll have fluffy socks on, all the extras to keep me warm. But because it was summer for a bit, I'm just in a t-shirt and I just get a bit cold. I was doing my check-in yesterday and I go a bit like bluey purple. If you ever see videos of me and my hands on my face is a bluey purple, I'm just a bit cold. So it's okay. Be kind to yourself. It's fine. And today's episode will really help with overcoming those feelings and just how to navigate through, down days or feeling a bit meh, lack of energy and what to do. Also, I did my ultra. So last time I spoke to you, I'd just done it and I was in a world of pain. I couldn't walk down the stairs properly for 3 days after. And my big toenails are still hanging in there, but I don't know how. They're definitely coming off at some point. So I'm doing my best to manage that. Anyway, all fun and games. We love doing this stuff to ourselves. But it's training and it's education of so now I know my quads really hurt after that run. So I just need to focus more on some quad strength, which I've been doing anyway. But let's, for the next, it's 2 months till my big race. This time in 2 months, I will be tapering. I'll definitely have a good 2-week taper where you reduce volume. And so I've got 2 months to build some of that downhill strength for the front of my legs. I also read something from someone else in the past couple of days about them walking down the stairs backwards. And I'm like, that's such a good idea. And I was just struggling going forward, like every step with legs that felt like planks. But yeah, it's time to refocus and, really up the ante and get back into it. And I've got these toe protectors. I'll show you them actually. Don't worry, it's not gross. If you're watching these, I call them toe condoms, but they're just like toe protectors, and you can put them over your toes and that'll help just buffer a bit of the pressure. I'm also going to look at some better socks as well. I was wearing my waterproof socks and they're quite thin, but yeah. So racing is just basically, when it comes to running and anything in life, you do an event or you do something and then you think, well, that went well done, pat on the back. That you can apply this to fat loss as well. Right, that's not gone quite as I wanted. What can I do differently next time? You don't go out and do the same thing again and then lose your big toenails again. I doubt they'll have even grown back by the time in July. They must have fallen off by then. I'm going to try and keep them on as long as possible. We should have a round robin, a little friendly, no money involved bet of how long do we think Helen's toenails. 19th of May today. My birthday's 19th of June, just in case you all want to get me something. I don't want anything, by the way. Just your love and support. By then, 19th of June, they'll be off. Because I have actually got another big run just before that. So yeah, they'll definitely be off. Anyway, let's get to the point. This week's episode is how to survive the imperfect week without quitting. So we all know that week. You've started a journey, you're getting on well. It's usually like week 3 or 4. And I've had some clients, it's happened at week 8. But everything's going really well. You're planning your food and you're getting your workouts in, you're getting your steps in, you're feeling really motivated. Then all of a sudden, bam, one of your kids has got D&V and they're off sick, or your boss is asking you to do overtime, or your elderly parents are needing help with their appointments, or they've had, need some extra support. And then it's struggling to fit your workouts in. It's too much hard work to stay on top of your nutrition. And this is where the wheels start to fall off and things can go a bit wrong. Because that's what happens. And it's, especially when you're new to something like, it's lifestyle change, let's call it what it is. Yes, it's fat loss. Yes, it's habits. Yes, there's everything that encompasses it, but it's lifestyle change. My aim is to help women change their lives so that they then don't need me and they just carry on for the rest of their life. It's not a silly diet and it's not rules and regulations. So it is malleable, and that's what you have to, I think we have to change our mindsets a bit with this, that it is actually like something that you can mold into your life. And it's about having a plan in place for those imperfect weeks. So most people plan for their perfect week. Every week in my weekly check-ins with the girls, I say, have you planned your week? You should always say yes, because the people that have the best success plan the weeks, especially busy women plan the weeks. They have a skeleton plan, they know what they're doing. But real life needs to be built around imperfect weeks as well. So this is your ICE week in case of emergency, or interruptions, chaos and emergencies. So what do you do when this happens? Interruptions, chaos and emergencies. These are the weeks that usually make women think they've failed, but actually these are the weeks that reveal whether your habits are realistic. Everyone's good when they've got a perfect week or the perfect plan, or everything's easy and skipping down the street and, it all fits in easily. It's when things fall by the wayside, which, come on girls, all of you, everyone listening to this, over a course of a year, 52 weeks, I'd say at least a third have to be imperfect weeks, because life happens. So you need to stop expecting peak performance during survival week. So this is the all or nothing trap, and this is what we're trapped in, and this is what we're taught for a long period of time, and this is where my mantra, progress over perfection, really comes into fruition. And this is what I help the girls with. I had a lady yesterday, and I did it on an explanation on an Instagram post, a social media post, and it was her first week, and it wasn't even perfect, but the progress she made in that first week was unprecedented. Like, it's the difference is unreal. So common mindset mistakes are things like saying to yourself, well, if I can't do everything, I'll do nothing. Right? Might as well just give up. Missing a Monday becomes abandoning the whole week. Gosh, like if you can't get a perfect Monday, oh, well, I might as well give up. No, every day is an opportunity. And then like one meal out or a takeaway or a drink with a friend becomes, oh, I've ruined it. I've ruined all my progress for the week. One of my favourite sayings, you'll have heard it before, is if you burst a tyre going down the road, you don't get out then and then pop the other three, do you? That sounds ridiculous, but that's basically what you're doing if you get a speed bump in your week and you're just like, oh, I'll give up. I'll just give up then. And that's your mindset. That's you. That's a you problem. I said this a lot. That sounds proper tough love, but I'm like, I was on a call with one of the clients the other week and she was explaining something, and I'm like, I'm going to tell you something, it might upset you. She's like, what? I know her quite well, so I know when I'm able usually to do this with people. And I went, that sounds like a you problem. And sometimes it is. You just need telling. That's in your head. And you've made that decision, not anyone else. And it is our beliefs, and sometimes it is the sport to overcome beliefs, but sometimes you just need telling as well. So your goal during an ICE week is not thriving. It's not 10 out of 10. It's not amazing. It's literally damage limitation and self-respect. You don't expect a plane to serve cocktails during turbulence. You just want it to land safely. These analogies are so good. So you need to then create your minimum viable routine. And this is individual to each of you. So it's the minimum you're going to do each week. Now, if you're sat on TikTok for 2 hours every night, even when you've got a chaotic week, that's not really serving you either. So we've got your perfect week plan for everything going well, but then in the background, you're always going to have your in case of emergency plan, your ICE plan. So examples of an ICE routine can look like a 10-minute walk instead of 60-minute workout. It's better. I'll always say this to my girls, I'd rather you just move, get out, get some fresh air. It's good for you mentally as well, because normally when you've got these crazy weeks, it's your stress levels that elevate as well. So we need to do things that decrease them, which are moving, getting outside, sleeping, eating well, everything that you should be doing for improving your health and wellness decreases stress as well. They come to play. It's a great thing because they come together. Protein first meals instead of meal prep perfection. So if you can't track or plan or I don't even mean just plan, if it's like calorie counting it's just too far, I'd always say to my girls, I'd rather you look after yourselves. It's hard. It's a hard place to come to because when you're with me and I'm coaching you, you should be able to have like a plan in place that you could just copy and paste over to the next week if you're having a really tough week. So having those meals in place. Protein and veggies, protein and veggies, protein and veggies, not just grabbing a pack of crisps, not skipping meals. The first thing to go when you get busy or stressed is yourself. And that makes you feel more stressed. And it's really sad that women do this to themselves. So take 5 minutes and eat something decent. Earlier bedtime instead of scrolling and revenge procrastination. Now, I didn't know what revenge procrastination meant, so I've been looking it up. And my gosh, I wish I'd had the saying for this for years because I talk to my girls about this all the time. So the amount of women that'll have a really busy day, they'll put the kids to bed or they'll sit down after work, had tea and done all the jobs. It's like 8, half 8 at night. And they know really you should be starting your bedtime routine, winding down and getting ready to go to sleep. But that's the only time they get to like watch telly or scroll on the phone. So revenge procrastination is when you stay awake late at night doing pointless but comforting things because the day didn't feel like yours. My gosh. How much does that resonate with all of you? So it looks like scrolling through TikTok for 5 minutes that lasts till 1 in the morning, binging Netflix when exhausted, online shopping for things you absolutely do not need, and sitting in silence eating chocolate. So it's basically your brain saying, I've spent all day meeting everyone else's needs, so I'm taking some time back. And the problem is the revenge steals from tomorrow. So you have less sleep, you have worse cravings, you have low energy, more overwhelm, and you repeat the cycle. And this is what I see all the time. And I spoke with a lady who's done my recent 12-week transformation program, and she's done fantastic, and I'm so proud of her. But we were talking about her routine and her sleep, and I'm like, talk me through what you do, talk me through your day. And she talked me through everything, and it was like the only time she gets to sit and relax and watch something that she wants to watch is when she's finished all her jobs in the evening. And I just, instead of saying stop doing that, I said, well, let's make a compromise. So instead of watching an hour or two of telly, it's just one episode. But what she actually did, by me saying that and giving her the comfort and without like forcing her into stopping something, she actually started watching her TV program while she was cleaning up for the night instead. And then she does a goes to bed routine, and then she has a proper wind down and not on her phone, and she's getting better sleep and therefore feels better. It's a really hard thing if you're using this time in an evening as like self-care, but actually if you reflect on it, is it self-care? And I don't say get rid of it. Don't get rid of it all, but start having parameters in place. I'm in a fortunate position where I don't have any dependents. Well, unless you call Una and Martin dependents, but I don't have kids, and my parents are still able to look after themselves. So sometimes I'll finish work really late at like 7, it's not really late, is it? But for me, I start at 7. Sometimes I finish at 7, half 7. And I'll have had a really busy day, but I've got such a good cast iron evening routine now that 8 o'clock I'm winding down and I'm getting ready for bed, and then it's read time and then it's sleep. But if I'm, finish at 5 or 6 and we put some Netflix on, once it's half 7, I'm literally like, no, that's it now. We can't start another show. It can save it for tomorrow. Even if I'm really into it and I want to know how it ends, there's another day. There's another day for this. It's really hard because I'm not telling you not to do stuff and I'm not telling you to do stuff. You need to find the balance that fits for you. But if it's taken away from your sleep and your rest, it's not actually productive. Like doom scrolling on your phone isn't actually good for us. You feel like it's like a nice time, me and my phone having a de-stress or relax, but it's not. So another good one is like, do some stretching while dinner cooks. But even then, like while dinner cooks, make sure it's like a really easy meal. Last night I did turkey steaks with some seasoning on and some steamed veg. Monday's like my busiest day, and I'm adamant that it's not going to drain the energy out of me because I want to show it for my girls. I want my first check-in at 7 in the morning and my last check-in at 5, 6 at night to be as high energy. So I need to take away all the stress of the day. Now, Martin does cook, so that's great, and I've got his support, but he's also busy during the week. So easy teas. There's nothing wrong with an easy tea. Choose your hard. Cook something amazing from scratch on a weekend if you've got time and you enjoy doing it. Things like as well, like when you're in this, like in case of emergency and you're like busy and you're running out, you'll just be like, I'll just use caffeine and stuff to survive. And you start using these coping mechanisms, caffeine, chocolate, sweet, sugar. So instead of leading with caffeine, have your water, have your lemon and ginger tea. Like my morning routine is stuck in stone. I do know yesterday I could have quite easily gone, oh, if I don't go on that morning walk, I can start work earlier. But I just feel awful for the rest of the day. So it's stuck in stone. That's what I do. Even if it's a 10-minute walk, have a big glass of water, have some, herbal tea, and try and eat something, even an apple, before you drink coffee. Coffee is not a good alternative for sleep. Sleep's number one. It'll just make you feel worse. So you just need to reduce the standard, don't remove the habit. So this means, not cooking from scratch, not these extravagant meals, not a big workout, but you're still moving. You're still eating good quality food. Making sure you're getting enough sleep is number one. And this is where consistency is born. If you can do the bare minimum and keep that going on busy weeks, you will prove to yourself that you can do anything. So the big 3 priorities during these in case of emergency weeks. So number 1 is protect your energy. My goodness, if I need to tell you all this again and again and again, I will. And this is things like you've already got 1,000,001 things going on. Got another client. I hope she listens to this actually. She's also fantastic. But every time I speak to her, I'm like, right, how can we manage your chaos? Sometimes I do turn into a bit like what a better word, life coach. That's why I call myself a health and wellness coach, because I'm not just saying eat this, train this. I'm like, let's look at your whole bigger picture and what can we do differently? And it turns out that she's got her full-time job, but then she's also starting her own business, but she was spending all the time and energy on the full-time job. When they were only paying her for 6 hours, she was working over that. And I was like, right, we need to start setting strict parameters that you only do that for your set amount of time. Not this extra time that you're not getting paid for, because then you're not giving yourself and your business the time and energy it deserves. So you need to start saying no to people. You're having a mad week, everything's going on, your friend's like, can you meet for a coffee? Be like, no, but you can come around my house and chat to me whilst I clean. Whatever it needs to be. If they're a good friend, they'll understand. Or just FaceTime while you're doing something else. In the car. Not video call, voice call. Use your time wisely. Delegating stuff. I have other clients as well, and I speak about a lot, not incompetence, but if they've got a partner and they don't do things right, and it's the case of, but then you take on all the load. And I've had to have that serious conversation before where it's like, you've got to, can we do this? We're a team. If it's not done right, then I end up having to do it. I'll be really honest though, Martin is fantastic. I am rubbish. I hate doing the washing. Have you seen those reels going around? And it's, it's like a wife saying, or a woman saying her male partner has helped out and done the washing, but then it goes onto a video of the washing line and everything's all over the shop. In that situation, I'm the man, so I can't do the washing. I've just got a really good thing going with my partner, Martin. I know you listen. Well done. But we're a team. We're a team. And if you're in a relationship where you're not a team, 1, have the conversation. 2, you then have to, sometimes the problem is you, and it's you not being able to let go of control, and you have to have things done in your certain way. You have to put the parameters out and say, there you go. That's your responsibility now. Off you go. Do a good job or you'll redo it. And it's about having those conversations and delegating things out. And as well, sometimes you just need to let some balls bounce instead of trying to juggle them all. Some things will fall by the wayside. Some things aren't going to be great. You really wanted to tidy up the spare bedroom. It's a mess. This might not be the week to do it. And you just have to let that go. That's something I struggled with for a lot of years with my ADHD. I felt like I had to get everything done now, unless it's in a cupboard and I can't see it. But if I could see it, I felt like I had to do it now. It's like, I have to do that now. I can let it go now. I had to, because it was just destroying me and burning me out. write lists as well, which is great. Write a list down of all the jobs you want to do and then pick one thing on when you've got a couple of hours on the weekend or, time to do it. The best way to do it. You've got the rest of your life to do odd jobs. It's fine. As long as you're happy, safe and healthy, it's fine. So protect your basics. Forget optimism. Focus on sleep. Number one, sleep. When these weeks are mad, your stress is higher, everything higher, sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Relaxing before you bed because your cortisol might be up and you're on this high, like adrenaline high. You might be waking up in the middle of the night. So have your bedtime routine, reading or relaxing before bed or doing something to wind down, and some sleep meditation if you wake up in the night. Fantastic. Protein and veggies, number one. Two, sorry, I can't have two number ones. Hydration, so make sure you're looking after yourself and drink plenty of water, some basic movement and breathing space, getting outside, taking deep breaths. This is the boring basics. And these are what you need to be ticking off. These boxes, I call this you'll have heard of them. Well, you might not have heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And it's the pyramid of, and it starts at the bottom of shelter, food. I should learn this. I mean, it's like the basics. And so when someone comes to work with me, that's what we work on first. You can't work on growing muscle and getting stronger in the gym if you're not sleeping, eating, or even moving. So we work on the basics first, and there might be different things that come into that, and everyone's individual, where we have to nail that before we move up a level. Sometimes I get people come to me, they've already got that, so we can go up a level straight away. But everyone is individual. Then we've got your self-talk, and this is where I see near enough all of you spiraling. So you start, I'm failing, I'm not doing well, I'm not doing great, I've fallen off, I'm useless, why can't I do this? Sharon down the road can do it, I'm not doing it, what's wrong with me? No. So instead of failing, I'm adapting. I'm resilient. I'm trying my best. I'm going to nail the basics. This week just needs a different strategy. I can do this. I'm protecting my peace. I'm calm. I'm just so many words that you can use instead of I'm useless and I'm rubbish. Your brain is so powerful, and how you talk to yourself is so much more important than you think. Self-belief, if I could wave a magic wand and give you all one thing, it wouldn't be how to lose fat. It wouldn't be tracking your food. It wouldn't be getting more sleep. It would be self-belief. Because once you believe in yourself, you can do anything. Anything is possible. You just need to go out and do it. If you wake up each day and go, oh, I can do this, your day will be so much more different. But so many of you, unfortunately, lack the self-belief, and it's something that I drill down into each and every one of my clients, and hopefully every one of you listening and everyone who follows me on social media is we need to start believing ourselves anymore. Instead of I can't, I'm going to try. I'm going to try my best. Oh, yes, let's go. And it's hard on shit days when you're feeling rubbish and you're knackered. You're like, oh, I don't want to do this. And your brain will just turn off and just protect you. But we just need to start saying, have it written up somewhere, have a post-it note, have something saying, I'm going to try my best today. One of my favourite ones, though, is I'm going to have fun today. Because if you can have fun, even on a shit day, if you can just find the joy in life, it's just a bit easier. So planning for imperfect weeks before they happen. So this is the most important thing. You don't get to an imperfect week and be like, oh, no, what am I going to do? Panic mode. No, you plan and you have a little toolkit and you know what you're doing. You're like, right, this has happened. Let's go to my ice. Emergency freezer meals. Talked about this last week. The Slimming World ones, I do not like Slimming World as a concept. If you're in Slimming World, don't take this personally, but the concept is awful. It sucks women in and preys on their insecurities, and it makes no sense. Okay, I've done lots of research into it. I know a lot of things about it. I know how it works, but it doesn't make sense. And they keep you hooked in with that. And also, weight is a measure of success. It's not good. But I won't go into that rant today. Their freezer meals are actually excellent. The reason I know this is because I have a bit of a thing about Slimming World, and I wanted to do a post about their meals and how you can make a better version yourself. Anyway, I went to Iceland a few years ago and bought some. There were 3 for a tenner then as well, which is a really good deal. And the ingredients are fantastic. It's all whole ingredients, just really good meals. So get down to Iceland, get 3 for a tenner if they're that much. They're probably 3 for 20 now, but still they are a good deal to have in the freezer. Or there's the My Protein meals, or at Tesco you've got Gym Kitchen. There's an Aldi version, freezer meals. Now, I'm not saying to eat these every day. You'd be fine if you did, to be honest with you. It'd be quite expensive though. But it's in case of emergency meals. So you're not going, I've got nothing in, let's order a takeaway. You've got them. They're ready. Mine are always frozen veg and frozen fish, and I just have that. Fish and veg on a Wednesday. Martin goes to his boxing, fish and veg, with it every week. Have backup workouts, so 10 minutes, 15-minute workouts instead of the hour ones, home workouts as well. All my girls get the option of everything. Well, some girls will be like, can I have a gym one this week? Can I have a home? Can you just put me home one in? Can you do this? Anything is possible. Walking shoes in the car. Have your trainers, park a bit further away. Drop your kid off at their activities. Sounded like I was like, drop your kid off, whatever, see ya. Instead of sitting in the car and scrolling on your phone, do laps around the car park. Oh, Helen's done laps around everywhere. If you've ever seen me somewhere waiting for something, I've done laps. Airports, train stations, you name it. Laps, laps, laps. I actually went through a stage where I used to take my skipping rope everywhere as well. So when I lived in Manchester, you'd see me like skipping at a metro station. There's actually a really good picture of me in lockdown skipping in Manchester city centre. I need to find that actually. Obviously, there was no one there. There was just me skipping in the middle of Manchester. The things we did. But I couldn't really skip in my, well, I did a bit in my apartment, but it wasn't great. Protein snacks ready. So have your snacks ready. Cottage cheese, rice cakes, Baby Bells, apples. You know, have an emergency area. These are things you should be buying every week that you can grab and go anywhere because you're all busy. Have some blank space in your calendar if you can. Just keep some breathing space. Just take a breath. Half an hour. Just instead of back-to-back meetings every day, all day, every day, just take 15 minutes, half an hour. You deserve a lunch break, even if it's just to go outside and get some fresh air. Asking for help before burnout arrives. So don't wait for it. Ask for help now. We're so adamant on pushing through and I can do this and I can. And if you're a woman, especially a lot of the women help her, like perimenopausal, your hormones are short, you're not sleeping properly, everything's going a mess, and you're just getting more stress and more stress, and you feel like, if I don't deal with this all myself, I'm a failure. You're not. Please ask for help or speak to a friend or just let a load off. You're not a failure. You're great. So the difference is the women that have the most success are the ones that understand that they're not going to have it easy every week. So when they're not going to have these perfect weeks, and once you start recognizing this, your progress will be better. So you'll be more consistent. So anyone can stay consistent. When your sleep is great, your motivation high, and nobody needs them. But the real confidence comes when showing up imperfectly, when you adjust without quitting, and you trust yourself in the hard seasons. So when it's really tough and you say to yourself, I'm doing okay. I'm still doing okay. I'll have some women sometimes, especially if they've been working with me for a while, they'll have fantastic fat loss, and then there'll be a few weeks where they just stay the same, and they're like, oh my God, I've stopped losing fat. Why is it not working anymore? I'm like, you're not putting it back on though. You're not back to where you were. It's okay to have a few weeks where you don't put anything on, or you put it on a little bit and you'll lose it again. That's fine, as long as you don't completely sack everything off and revert back. And that's what people have a tendency to do when they feel like it's not working. Oh, it's not working, I just give up. The only time you fail is when you quit. So the hardest weeks don't erase your progress. They are part of the progress. All right? It's all part of it. It's more mindset than anything. So this week, stop asking yourself, how do I stay perfect? Start asking yourself, how do I stay connected to myself even when life gets messy? So I want you to write up your in case of emergency week plan. Have it there. Have it ready. Let me know how you're getting on with it. Share this podcast with everyone, because every single woman needs this. And it's one of the key things I see to why people give up and why they're quitting and not carrying on with the goals. So I hope you enjoyed that. Of course you enjoyed it. It's me rabbiting on like always. And have a fantastic week, and I will see you all next week.